Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the halftime entertainment. Pride of Holgate Marching Band, the Aces Pride, and some other halftime homecoming stuff we threw in there for you. And now we're getting ready to get the second half underway. If you are just joining us, it has been all Aces here tonight at Aces Field. Hicksville leads Holgate 51-0. That means we will have the running or continuous clock in effect, which means that barring, the clock will stop if there's a change of possession, if somebody calls timeout, but somebody scores, but a lot of the usual things where the clock would normally stop, an incomplete pass, somebody going out of bounds, that sort of thing, that will not matter. And believe me when I say, if you've seen it, you already know what I'm going to say is true. Things can go very quickly, and for the team on the short end of the scoreboard, it can make it for a very difficult situation. They have to get the score differential to under 30 points to get the clock back to regular operation, which means that they would have to score 22 points. The Holgate Tigers, that is. So the Aces are going to kick it off to Holgate to start the second half. And we anticipate this is going to be a quickly moving second half of football action. Glad to have you with us again. Again, thanks to our football broadcast underwriters, Community Memorial Hospital, and the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships. Delagrange puts his foot into it, scooped up. Tigers makes one miss, turns the corner, and he'll get wrestled down close to the 25-yard line. Cole Snyder with the kick return. The clock stops with 11:43, and that'll be long enough for them to get the down markers in place. And there they go. They figure out where the ball is going to be placed, and they get the one down marker positioned, and that's it. They start the clock up. And like I said, barring a score or whatever, there's not going to be any stoppage of the clock from here on out for a while. So the Tigers in a hole, and it got more difficult for them. Ball carried by number 24, Nagel, Jared Nagel, and he'll get out to about the 34-yard line, which will be good enough for a first down. That's one of the best runs from scrimmage that the Tigers have had here tonight, as he picks up 11. Cooper Smith with the handoff, and nothing doing this time. He'll brought down for about, for no gains. That'll make it second and about 10. Again, there, Gavin Cooper Smith is the quarterback for the Tigers. Trying to get something going offensively here to at least get out of Hicksville with avoiding the shutout. Man in motion for Kupfer-Smith. He'll hand it off. That's number 12, and he is going to get finally corralled and brought down at about the 49-yard line. That'll be good enough for another first down for the Tigers, as again the Aces are playing some of their younger players and getting them some varsity experience here. And depending on how Holgate fares here, you may see some of the starting players getting rotated back in if needed. Man in motion, Kupfer-Smith, a handoff, and again quickly wrapped up and tackled, carried by Nagel, and Nagel gets a couple of yards to make it 2nd and 8. It gets into the Aces side of the field. Ball will be placed at Hicksville's 48-yard line. Clock continues to roll. Closing in on about 8.5 minutes left to go here in quarter number 3. Kupfer-Smith. Man in motion. Hands off. Ball carried by number 27, Ethan Altman. Altman gets down to about the 44-yard line. Make it 3rd and about 3. Now they're going to say 3rd and 4. They need to get to the 40-yard line to move the chains. So here come the Tigers on a 3rd down play. Kupfer-Smith takes the snap, drops back, looks downfield, doesn't see anybody. They get a hold of him. He evades one, but not the 2nd or the 3rd, and they'll drop him down back at the 46-yard line. That'll be a loss of a couple, and it'll bring up 4th down for the Tigers. And they'll place the ball at the 46-yard line, so that'll make it 4th and 5. And Holgate obviously going for it. Clock continuing to roll, down to 7 minutes now left in the 3rd quarter. Kupfer-Smith looking for somebody downfield, gets the ball. Catch is made. That'll be a 1st down and a little bit more. Nice catch and run for Cole Snyder, and Snyder takes the ball down to about the 16-yard line. That'll get the Tigers a fresh set of downs and their first trip to the red zone here tonight. And the first real threat the Holgate team has posed to the Aces to score some points here this evening. They'll put the ball down again, 16-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Tigers. The clock will stop if they punch it into the end zone, as we are already halfway through our 3rd quarter. 6 minutes to go, and the clock rolling. Kupfer-Smith with a handoff, and they get him around the ankles. Jared Nagel with the carry, and he'll get tripped up back at about the line of scrimmage, so no gain on the play. Make it 2nd and 10. So Holgate looking at a 2nd and 10 now from the 16-yard line. Gavin Kupfer-Smith gets the ball. He's going to take off straight ahead, and they'll catch him from behind and bring him down at about the 14-yard line. So they'll pick up a couple and make it 2nd and 8. Excuse me, 3rd and 8. So 3rd and 8 for the Holgate Tigers as we are under 5 minutes to go here in our third quarter. They've had a nice drive, but again, with the continuous clock, it eats up a lot of that time. Snap to Cooper Smith. He's going to hang on to it himself. Cooper Smith heading for the end zone. I think they threw a flag near the end of the play there. Cooper Smith gets down to just across the 5-yard line. We'll see. Maybe it wasn't I saw something fly across the field. I thought it might have been a flag, but it was not. So 1st and goal now for the Holgate Tigers with the ball on the 4-yard line of the Aces. As Holgate looks to at least break the shutout here tonight. Handoff. Spin move. He stays on his feet and he gets into the end zone. That's number 24, Jarrett Nagel. It looks like they had him stacked up and stopped at about the 3-yard line, but he put a nice spin move on the defender and kept his balance and powered forward into the end zone to make it 51-6. That'll stop the clock. And Holgate will get set for the conversion attempt. We'll see whether they go for 1 or 2. It looks like they are going to go for 2. So at least they're going to avoid the shutout here tonight at Hicksville. Cooper Smith is going to just run it himself, heads for the end zone, and he'll make it in. The 2-point conversion will be successful. And so that'll make it 51-8. The Aces still with a comfortable lead and their prospects of winning this game in no danger. But the Tigers at least at least able to put some points on the board. So the Aces, with 3:45 left to go in the third quarter, get ready to get the ball back. And again, the clock will be rolling, and the Aces will be able to burn off a lot of time if they want to. They can probably just run the ball on the ground, and as long as they pick up a couple first downs, they could probably easily run out the remainder of the time in this third quarter if they choose. We'll see what the plan is, and we'll see if the Tigers will go for the onside kick here. As the breeze has died down considerably here in the last half hour. Brandon Hohenberger is their kicker. Haven't seen much of him tonight. He hasn't had much work to do. Hohenberger is going to squib it, and it's going to get caught by the Aces right at midfield. No doubt about that. Good grab by Hicksville's up man, number 66, Ian Groitman. We don't call his name very often, but he gets the Aces good field position. They're going to say he was actually down at the 49-yard line of the Aces. Clock rolls. And we're closing in on 3 minutes to go here in our third quarter. And here come the Aces. Quarterbacking going to be done now by Nick Congleton, number 5. Congleton, pitch out. And they'll take him down in the backfield. Congleton is just a freshman. And I think that the ball carrier was Delagrange, number 20, on that play. We'll have to be checking the roster here because we got all these unfamiliar names and numbers now, as the younger players are getting some varsity experience here. And the flags go flying. We'll see whether, and they'll say it was a false start from the Aces. That'll back them up 5 more. So that'll make it 2nd down and 21 for Hicksville as we go under 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Nick Congleton in, the freshman. High snap. Congleton hangs on to it himself. Gets back out to about the 38-yard line. It'll still be 3rd and about a 1/4 of a mile. So 3rd and very long for the Aces. Clock rolling, about a minute left to go in our 3rd quarter. Congleton gets the snap. Handoff. Delagrange spins forward across the 40 out to about the 42-yard line. Nowhere near to moving the chains. That'll bring up 4th and about 18. So that should probably be the last play of the 3rd quarter, as the play clock will not expire before the game clock does. And that'll do it. That's the end of the 3rd quarter, and after 3, it's the Aces leading now 51-8. We're going to take a quick break, pop a fresh tape in for the 4th and final quarter, and we'll be back to wrap it up right here on HIX-TV. Getting ready to get the 4th quarter underway. Again, a big thank you to our football broadcast underwriters here on Hicksville Community Television. The Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships here in Hicksville, Ohio. Jim Schmidt Chevrolet Buick, Jim Schmidt Ford, and online at jimschmidtauto.com. In the market for a new vehicle. Whoa, a high snap over the head of Delagrange. He's just going to have to eat that back at about the 15-yard line. So good field position for the Holgate Tigers to start the 4th quarter. As I was saying, in the market for a new vehicle or pre-owned vehicle, car, truck, van, SUV, stop by, check out the great selection on the lots of the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships, or their entire dealer inventory available to look at online at jimschmidtauto.com. And Community Memorial Hospital in Hicksville, celebrating 65 years of serving the healthcare needs of the Hicksville area. Proud to do so, reminding you not to miss their health fair coming up in October on the 18th, 19th, and 20th in their community rooms, 1 and 2, 6 a.m. till 10 a.m. all 3 of those days. Find out more, check out their website, cmhosp.com. Flag on the play, and that's going to be the Aces called for pass interference, so we'll see how this shakes out. As the Tigers, after the botched snap, got great field position. As we mentioned, they need to score 22 points to get the clock rolling back into normal operation. They've picked up 8 so far. So half the distance to the goal. Makes it a 1st down and 2 yards to go. Cooper Smith goes for the corner of the end zone, incomplete. Had a man, but overthrew him just a little bit. Cole Snyder dove for the ball, but just out of reach. Makes it 2nd and 2. Clock continues to roll, even with the incompletion, as we close in on 10 minutes left to go in regulation. Cooper Smith gets the snap, hangs on to it himself, heads for the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown, Holgate. So the Tigers punch another one in and makes it 51-14. And we'll see if they're going to go for two again. They get it. That'll be 16 of those 22 points. They'll only need to punch it in one more time. And then the clock goes back to normal operation. That'll help them out a little bit. 2-point conversion, Cooper Smith. Nagel is split back beside him. Gets the snap, hands it to Nagel. Nagel powers forward and makes it across. 2-point conversion is a success, and that makes it 51-16 now. 9:52 left in the game. The Aces will get the ball back, and we'll see if they can hang on for a while and burn off some of this time. They get the ball back to Holgate. All Holgate needs to do is get into the end zone. It'll be 51-22, and the clock will go back to normal operation. Not that that would really affect the outcome of the game, but I'm sure everybody would kind of like to keep that clock going. Get out of here before it gets too late. I mean, after all, it's Friday night. Tigers get ready to kick it off. Tee it up. Again, that'll be Hohenberger with the kick. And hopefully the Aces once again have their good hands people up close. The ball has to go past the 50-yard line before it's up for grabs. And it'll be another, and it's caught. And a fortuitous bounce, and the Aces player was able to, it bounced right up, bounced off of his chest, and he was able to grab it. And then he got clocked pretty good, but held on to the ball. So the Aces will maintain possession. They don't turn it over to the Tigers on the onside kick. And it looks like it'll be Hicksville's ball on their own 46-yard line, first and 10. 9 minutes and 10 seconds, and the clock rolling. So the Aces, be nice if they could put together a nice drive here. Again, Nick Congleton, the freshman, quarterbacking this fourth quarter, getting some valuable varsity experience. Congleton in trouble. Looks like he almost lost the ball. And Congleton not able to make anything happen there, and he loses 4 yards. Now he loses 5 yards to make it 2nd and 15. So Nick Congleton, they're still playing their first line people for Holgate, so he's getting kind of a taste of GMC football here tonight. And again, the Aces are in no rush. They take their time. The clock is continuing to roll, and every second that ticks off is 1 second less that the Holgate Tigers have to try to get back into this football game. Another high snap. Congleton hangs onto the ball and heads straight up the field, and he'll get back to the original line of scrimmage and maybe a yard or so beyond that. That'll make it 3rd and 9 for Hicksville. So Congleton having some problems with the snap. And it's one of those skills you have to pick up. You're working the shotgun, especially when you're a younger player and you're excited and you got a little bit of adrenaline going. You have to snap it a little farther, somebody working in the shotgun. So you can get that high snap if you're not careful. Snap. And they sniff that one out, and again, it'll be dropped for a bit of a loss back to the 45-yard line, where it'll be 4th and 11. And it looks like we've got another injured player on the field for the Aces. Can't see who it is, but somebody's laying there holding their knee. That will stop the clock. An injury is one of the few things that will stop the continuous clock. So the Holgate Tigers are going to take advantage, and they'll huddle up on the far sideline. The Aces will huddle up as well. And while Doc Haggerty takes a look at the ace down on the field, we'll step aside here for a moment, and we'll be back when play resumes as we'll finish out this homecoming football game on HIX-TV. So banged up on the play, number 66, Ian Groitman, and they're walking Groitman off. When we get back in action, it'll be 4th and 11 for the Aces at their own 45-yard line. As again, they've got the younger players in, the freshmen and the sophomores, with a comfortable lead to give them some valuable varsity playing experience against, again, some of the upperclassmen level players for Holgate. They'll start the clock up again. And we'll see what the Aces want to do. On 4th down, Delagrange is out there. He's the punter. Last time, the long snap sailed over Delagrange's head. Tigers will send a man deep, and that's number 27, Ethan Altman. And we'll see how the long snap works this time. Delagrange gets it, and gets it away. He came close to getting a piece of that one. And it's going to roll down, and the Aces are going to pin him deep inside the 10-yard line. And a flag on the play. Flag thrown after about the same time that they were touching the ball dead. And it looks like it's going to be a block in the back. And they're indicating it is against the Tigers. So that's going to be half the distance to the goal. 6:05 left on the game clock. Still will be in continuous operation. And they downed the ball at about the, looks like about the 8-yard line. So half the distance is going to put it inside the 5, back at about the 4. Fire up the clock again. And the Tigers are going to have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 4-yard line. .545 and the clock rolling. And let's see if the Aces defense can get a good stop here. Cooper Smith still in at quarterback, hands off. Ball carried by number 24, that's Nagel. Nagel gets him some breathing room out to about the 13-yard line. That'll be 2nd and 1. Pickup of 9. And again, the Aces, like I said, if they can just keep them pounding it out on the ground and don't let them break with a big play, you can still burn off an awful lot of time here. Cooper Smith looking, trying to see somebody downfield, scrambles, ball thrown and dropped by Gerschutz. So Gerschutz got himself open, but not able to hang on to the football. Incomplete pass. Make it 3rd and 1. clock will continue to roll. Tigers break huddle again. Snap to Cooper Smith. Looks downfield. He has to scramble again. They're closing in on him, and Cooper Smith is going to be brought down. I think he might have got the first down, but not by much. Another ace slow getting up off the turf. The end of that play. I think that was Langham. Nope, I take that back. That's number 5. That's Congleton. So Congleton looked like he took a shot to the midsection. So they do give him the first down. So Cooper Smith is able to get the 1.5 yards they need. A fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 out at the 12-yard line. They'll power forward and they'll bring him down.
Smith on the keeper. Moves the ball up to the 19-yard line.
Up to about the 19-yard line. That'll be a pickup of about 4. Make it 2nd and 6 from the 19. And they snap this one. It'll be about 3 minutes left in the game. Cooper Smith gets the snap. Cooper Smith scrambles. A flag is thrown. He's brought down at about the line of scrimmage. Flag comes in, and we'll see what the indication is. It'll be a chop block against the Tigers, so that'll back them up. So the ball was at the 19-yard line. And they'll march it down inside the 10 to the 9. Two minutes and 10 seconds right now. 2nd and about 16. Long throw. Caught and finally brought down at about the 47-yard line. Nice grab by Cole Snyder. And a timeout on the field. So Snyder makes the grab, gets him out to the 46-yard line is where they're going to mark him officially. That'll be good for a first down for the Holgate Tigers. Minute 52 left in the game, and Holgate will use their first timeout. I guess they're thinking, they'll do what they can to make this a respectable game and play it out to the end. They are able to put together a score again. They will get back to a regular operating clock. So I guess they're figuring if they do that and see if they can preserve time-wise. Because they would have to, first off, get down the field. They're still 54 yards away from scoring. They would have to score. Then whether or not they made the extra point would be immaterial. They would get the regular clock back, but then they would have to try another onside kick and hopefully get possession back. It would still take a miracle for them to win this game, but they could make it interesting. Cooper Smith looking downfield, puts the ball in the air. Number 22 makes the grab, and it could be into the end zone. And he is. Cole Snyder makes the grab and gets into the end zone, and that'll make it a 29-point differential. So the clock will go back to normal operation with 1:40 left in the game. So credit where credit is due. We thought for sure that this was going to be just wham, bam, and done. But the Tigers battling back, getting the clock back to normal operation. They put up 22 unanswered points. in this second half. So again, give them credit. Going to go for two here in the conversion attempt. Cooper Smith takes the snap, puts the ball in the air, and it's going to be batted away and incomplete. So the score will remain Hicksville 51 and Holgate 22. 29-point advantage for the Aces as they'll get ready to get the ball back. Minute 40 left in regulation. Yeah, you've seen some of the Aces alumni down in the crowd coming back for a homecoming weekend. I see last year's homecoming queen, Addison Bergman. Her little sister, Caitlin Bergman, is this year's homecoming queen. Kind of cool. So the Aces, once again, probably going to be prepared for the onside kick. The Tigers can stop the clock two more times. The Aces, of course, will want to get the ball and keep that clock rolling. And we'll see if the Tigers burn their timeouts, try to keep some time on the clock. Hohenberger going to go for the onside kick again. And Aces recover at their own 49-yard line. Takes it down to a minute 39 on the clock. Number 74 makes the grab. Chase Railing. So the Aces have the ball first and 10, their own 49-yard line with a minute 39 seconds. And another Ace on the field on his back. As, Doc Haggerty spent a lot of time on the field here tonight. The Ace is getting bumped and bruised. Of course, they've got a lot of the younger players out there. So once again, we'll take some time here to say a big thank you to our football broadcast underwriters, Community Memorial Hospital of Hicksville, Ohio, celebrating 65 years of serving the healthcare needs of the Hicksville area. Proud to have them with us not only for football coverage, but of course they are underwriting all of our Aces sports coverage for the entirety of the 2018-19 school year. We appreciate that so very much. They've got a big health fair coming up October 18th, 19th, and 20th, and you can get more information on their website, www.cmhosp.com. We also want to thank the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships in Hicksville, Ohio, Jim Schmidt Chevrolet Buick and Jim Schmidt Ford. Remember, if you are in the market for a vehicle, or if you need, we haven't mentioned for a while, great service departments at both those dealerships as well. Whether you need something basic, oil change, lube job, or tune-up, or major work done on your car, they've got you covered. And, of course, you can find out everything you need to know about the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships online at jimschmidtauto.com. I want to thank them again, too, for their continued underwriting support for all of our Aces sports broadcasts for the 18-19 school year. I think that was Congleton that got brought off. That's the second time he got hit in the breadbasket down on the other end of the field and was slow getting up. And it looks like maybe he took another shot. So Aces will have the ball, minute 39. And they'll take a knee. I think that's Wertman, Cole Wertman in at quarterback. That'll start the clock rolling. And they'll move him back to the 44-yard line. And we'll see, I don't see them calling timeout on the Holgate side. So I guess the Tigers have decided that they're willing to let things go. And, of course, they'll get a countdown from the officials to snap the ball at the last possible minute. or the play clock expires. Take the snap and the knee. Make it 3rd down. And we'll see if they have to take 1 or 2 more snaps to run out the game clock. When he goes down on, what's a knee? When he takes the snap and he goes down and he touches his knee to the ground, and that downs the ball. That's the end of the play. And then they start the clock for the play clock, for the amount of time that they have to snap the ball again. So we'll see if they need to take 1 more snap here, or whether the clock will expire. They're already shaking hands. And that's going to be your final score, 51-22. So the Tigers make the long trip from Henry County to Hicksville, and it's going to be a long ride back as they take another loss. But the Aces, good homecoming outing for them as they put another one in the win column. 51-22, the final score. Aces victorious tonight with the win. The Aces improve their overall record in this football season to 3 wins and 2 losses. The only 2 losses being the non-conference games to Archbold and Crestview. And, of course, that means that they have increased their record in the GMC to 2-0 here in week number 5. So congratulations to the Aces. Another terrific homecoming. And they'll get ready for the big dance tomorrow night, and just a fun weekend for everybody. Next week, the Aces are back on the road. They'll be making a trip to Edgerton to take on the Bulldogs. We had hoped to be able to cover that game. Still got my fingers crossed that we will be able to cover that game for you. But evidently, we always have to wait and see whether they're going to be able. They're trying to figure out a way to make it work with the available space, the Edgerton ADs. So we'll wait and see. Chris and I may be in the stands broadcasting underneath nature's umbrella if we have to. So we'll keep our fingers crossed for good weather next Friday in case that is the case. But we will do our level best to be able to be at Edgerton to bring you coverage of the Aces battle against the Bulldogs. Aside from that, we want to say a big thank you once again to the Hicksville Athletic Department and everybody making us very welcome here and getting us our space and set up nicely. Appreciate that very much. Can't thank them enough, Misters Haught and Overmeyer, our ADs here at Hicksville. We also want to thank once again our halftime entertainers, the Aces Pride and the Pride of Holgate Marching Bands. Thanks to our football broadcast underwriters, the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships in Hicksville, Ohio. Jim Schmidt Chevrolet Buick and Jim Schmidt Ford. Online at jimschmidtauto.com. And Community Memorial Hospital of Hicksville, celebrating 65 years serving the healthcare needs of the Hicksville area. Check out their website, www.cmhosp.com. We'll wrap it up. It was another great homecoming for the Aces. They'll put another one in the win column one more time. Final score tonight, the Aces roll over the Holgate Tigers. 51-22 the final score. And for Chris Warner running the camera tonight, I'm Bill Murphy with Hicksville Community Television, wishing you good night and good sports.